Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. And if you're returning, how are you today? In today's video, I'm going to talk about prepper pantry ideas. I do. And these are ideas that I have been trying to do in my own home. Okay, so now the first thing is how and where to keep your food storage. I know this is a major problem for a lot of us because we're either running out of room or we don't have a lot of room to begin with. Okay, so first and foremost, all of our food, okay, really has to be kept in a cool, dry, pest-proof area. It really does. Containers are the best thing to do, 5-gallon buckets, okay? The rest really is up to you on where you want to put it. It really is. You have to really become creative, especially if you're dealing with small spaces. Yeah, I do have a house, okay, but it doesn't mean I have a lot of room. I'm taking up closets under the beds, things like that. So I'm trying to come up with more creative ideas for when the kids do come home, they can have their closet back, for crying out loud. So I'm really trying to come up with some really good ideas. I really am. Now, unfortunately, sometimes there are so many options for where and how to keep your food storage that people tend to get overwhelmed. And that's what I'm finding right now. I'm becoming overwhelmed. So I read a lot. I, watch videos and I'm like, oh, I just can't find what I'm looking for because no one's going to have the same house that you have. Not a lot of people are going to have the same struggles that you have. So, it's kind of like, I just can't find what I'm looking for. Believe me, I'm there. I've been there and I'm still searching. So I'm right there with you. And you can't seem to settle like on the best place to store your emergency food. So, like all of my cases of water, they're shoved underneath Andrew's bed. It's like, he came home for the holidays and he's like, "Really, Mom?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry." you know. But now is the time to really get creative, and I mean seriously creative. Now this can include, like I said, closets. Okay, do you have extra room in your closets? Like, are your shelves in your closets not being used for anything other than maybe extra luggage? Okay, maybe put your preps up in your luggage and then put the luggage back up onto the shelves, that type of thing. You know what I mean? If you have space under your stairs, because a lot of places, like I remember when we lived up north and the stairs, we had a cubby hole underneath the stairs. Do you have anything like that? Okay. If you're lucky enough to have a basement, don't have a basement here, sinkholes, can't have it. Spare bedroom, like I'm using my son's room because he doesn't live home anymore, that type of thing. So, you know, now even if you live in a tiny house, or an apartment or an RV, there are like certain things that you can do. And this would include like food grade buckets, like your 5-gallon food grade buckets. I heard that one person took like all like their food grade buckets and then they put plywood on top and then put a mattress on it and they made a bed. And it's like, that's really that's really cool. Okay, I can see that happening, especially if the food grade buckets are full and they're full of like heavy things like rice and beans and things like that. Those things are not going to cave in. So that's a really great idea. I've also seen people take their 5-gallon buckets that are full of food and put wood boards on top and make shelving units out of them. Hey, that works, right? So these are just like a few things that I found. So they may work for you, they may not work for you, but hey, listen, we have to become creative because we're running out of room. You're running out of room. So let's get together. Let's talk. What can we possibly do? You know what I mean? Now, bad areas for your prepper pantry. And these are totally off limits. Don't even think about it. Unless, okay? Number one, attic. Stay out. Leave the Christmas decorations up there. Outdoors. Don't even think about it. Don't. Pests, humidity, rain, moisture, garbage. Don't do it, right? Garages. Now, if your garage can be climate controlled and you have sealed it off and you have made it into like another family room, stuff like that, then have at it. Now, my garage can be climate controlled because I have an AC unit out there. So technically I can use it, but we've been parking the car in the garage. So the car has a home right now. So I don't want to disturb the car. Yeah, that's Sean for you. Bathrooms and underneath, like your kitchen sink and your bathroom sink. And I'm talking about food preps here. Okay, I'm not talking about like your HBA and stuff like that. And the reason why I say this is because there's too much with temperature fluctuations and moisture. Because of the hot water, cold water, hot water, cold water. You don't even want to even, entertain that idea. I'm serious, okay? Now, some simple steps for storing long-term food storage. One thing is to calculate your space, and I'm not talking length times width times, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I mean, yes, absolutely do that if you're going to be building shelves and stuff like that, or putting in cupboards and stuff, okay? But what I'm also referring to is look at where you could put extra boxes, extra buckets, extra grocery finds, stuff like if you're buying in bulk like I do, like say you go to Sam's or say you go to Costco, take a look at your room. Take a look at your calculate your space and say, okay, I have a nudge here that I could put over here. I have a nudge here I could put over, you know what I mean? Do you have a coffee table with like a shelf underneath the coffee table? Put some stuff in there. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Now consider your budget as well. You don't ever want to go over your budget because you don't want to become in financial stress. And then you're like, oh, I bought too many preps. Now I can't do this. Now I can't pay this bill. Now I can't do that. Now you don't want to do that to yourself because then you're going to get overwhelmed again, and then you're going to get stressed out again, and you don't want to do that. Okay? So what I like to do is I like to focus on sales. Like different stores have different days that they do like clearance and sales and stuff like that, and then also coupons. Do your coupons. It's very, very important that you do stuff like that, especially when you're prepping. Okay. Now, and the next thing is like to keep things like separate, especially with not especially with the exception of your working prepper pantry, unless you are regularly rotating your stockpile in with your working prepper pantry, like how I do. Okay, you want to try and keep things separate. Because before you know it, unless you're constantly filling in your gaps and adding to that stockpile, you're going to go through that before you actually need to go through it. Does that make sense to you? So try and keep things separate if you can. Okay. Now I want you to also consider space for your non-food emergency supplies, like your HBA, your toilet paper, your cleaning supplies, your cooking supplies, your vitamins, your seeds, first aid supplies, camping supplies. Okay, these are all things that you really have to take into consideration and make space for. So you not only have to make space for your your prepper pantry and your stockpile, but also make room for this. But these non-food stuff, this is where your under the sinks come in, those spaces, okay? Your linen closets and things like that, okay? Well, that's all for this video. If you have any other suggestions, leave them in the comment section, okay? And let's talk, okay? Have a great day, guys. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and stay positive. Bye.